Good morning to the Agora Speakers Club. I'm the meeting leader for today's online meeting. It's the 155th meeting of Agora Speakers Nepal, which is held on Zoom due to these circumstances. And today's I would like to first of all introduce theme of the meeting. It's COVID-19, its impact and our responsibility. And to start the meeting, I would like to request Mr. Sabin Kharel, our secretary, to open the meeting. Sabin, sir, will you please?
I'm sorry, I was quite late. Good morning to everyone, and welcome to our 154th meeting of Agora Speakers Nepal. And I'm very delighted to see so many people from so many parts of the world. It's a really flabbergasting, Agora speakers always motivate you to be a better speaker and to be a better leader through your speeches. So that's our basic motto, and that's what we've been following to really calibrate ourselves. Before we start our meeting, I would like to have some basic housekeeping rules which will help us to run our meeting smoothly. First, if you're not the speaker or if you're not speaking, you could please mute your mic so that there won't be any noise or any sort of disturbances. In the hot topic session, you can simply raise your hand if you want to answer any questions, or if you want to take if you want to participate in any kind of questions that the hot speaker master asks you. Try to avoid any sort of noise, noisy background, or let's try to make our background quite clear so that we can see you easily and there won't be any sort of technical glitches. Try to use a better device um, for your you know audio and video as well. So these are the basic housekeeping rules. We definitely are in not in a good platform as physically attending a meeting, but I hope that we will do it as smoothly as far possible. So with that, I would like to welcome our meeting facilitator, Ms. Tulaza Dahal, to sorry, yeah, Bimal Dahal, to thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Agora Speaker Sabin Kharel. Good morning, all. Welcome to our 156th meeting of Kashmir Speaker Club. Welcome to our guests to our club. Now about our meeting leader. Today, our meeting leader is our treasurer of our club, Agora Speaker Roshni Pandey. She is a student. She has to go. She has a goal to climb Mount Everest. She is an active member of our club and always ready to do something new and learn something new. Please welcome our meeting leader, Agora Speaker Roshni Pandey, with big round of applause.
Thank you so much, Bimla ma'am. Thank you so much, Sabin Kharel, sir. And moving toward the meeting, welcome guests, and I am pleased to see that we have so many guests from all over the Nepal and from Canada too and other countries. And I would like to say that welcome again to the 154th meeting of the Agora Speakers Nepal. And we have three sessions in this meeting as we do in our further meetings. So we have three sessions that are, first of all, we will do hot topic session, then prepared speech session, and after that we will do indirect evaluation session. And these session will be conducted in a smooth way, and we will do it in later sessions. So let's start it. And for the first session, hot topic session, before that, there are some indirect role takers, and I want to introduce them. And please introduce yourself and please mention your role towards the meeting. So first of all, please welcome AS Suman Kandel as a grammarian for today's meeting. Suman Kandel, please will you highlight your role and word of the day too.
Thank you, Agora Speaker Rosni, on this 154 meeting on Kathmandu Speakers Club. It feels very great and honored to be here on this virtual session. I am Vice President Education from Agora Speaker Butuol, and it's my first time in this Kathmandu Speakers Club session. As a grammarian position I have been assigned, I'd be looking upon the basic language and the way of all the grammars being used by the speakers, and I'll be giving up on the instructions on the various errors that the speakers are making. And before that, before the session, I would be giving you the meeting of the word of the day, and the word of the day is sequester, and the sequester meaning is withdraw or to be isolate. As the theme of the meeting is COVID-19 session, so the meeting word of the day is sequester. That is isolate. That the meaning is isolate. So to be isolate from the global pandemic world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Suman Kandel, for your role. And for the filler word counter, we have AS Kinjal Shrestha. She is a student. Kinjal Shrestha, are you hearing me?
Good morning, everyone. Today I'm taking the role of filler word counter for today's meeting, and I'll be counting all your filling word for today's meeting.
Thank you so much, Kinjal Shrestha. And as a timer, we have AS Kanchan Rajgiri. Will you please highlight your role?
Good morning, everyone. I'm your timer for the day. I will keep track of your time. As all of you know, timing is very important for any effective speech. So here I have 3 different objects of different colors. So all the speakers will have the minimum and the maximum time. For example, a hot topic speaker will have 1 to 2 minutes. 1 is the minimum time and 2 is the maximum time. So while 1 minute is passed, I will be raising this green colored file. At the end of your time, after 2 minutes, I will be raising this red color file. So in between that, I will be raising this yellow color file, which means we have to wrap up and finish your speech. So please take care of the time, and please also don't forget that time is not the main thing, it's the only thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, timer, Mr. Kanchan. And for the meeting evaluation session, we have AS Savin Karen. He will highlight his role after this session. And for the next session, and that is first session of Agora Speakers Club, and it's hot topic session. And for this session, we have a veteran speaker, AS Yogen Khatioda. He's an excellent speaker of our club, and he's an active member of Agora Speakers Nepal. And so I would like to welcome him with a round of applause, and please welcome him. AS Yogen Khatioda, sir, will you please highlight your role and conduct your session?
Thank you, meeting leader. Am I audible? Thank you so much.
Sir, yes.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
This is very colorful meeting of Agora Speakers Nepal. We are again here from our members forum, and the guests from outside, guests from other clubs, and guests from international Agora speakers as well. So I would like to welcome you all, first of all, and I would like to move on to my session, that is hot topic session, one of the very important sessions in Agora Speakers Club. And it is the impromptu session. everyone can participate. Especially, it is designed for those who are not taking any roles in this meeting, and the guests are also encouraged to speak on. I will be throwing some relevant topics for you, and it is impromptu that you can decide yourself that I am going to speak, and you are welcome to put your speeches, to put your voices, put your logics on those topics. So some ground rules that you have 2 minutes to speak on the given topics. The timer will show you the timing signals. In 1 minute, green light or green signal will be shown. Where is timer? Would like to request you. Green signal. Where is your green signal? Okay, green signal, and 1.5 minute yellow signal, and in 2 minutes red signal, and there you have to stop your speech. And if you still have some views to speak, 30 seconds is grace period for you. So here are your topics. First of all, we are facing the difficult situation now. I would like to put the topics on that, the lifelong memorable lesson you have learned during this difficult situation. The lifelong memorable lesson you have learned during this difficult situation. Anyone? Anyone among the guests or the members from outside Kathmandu, or our senior members?
Mohan Iyer has raised his hand.
Okay. Mohan, welcome to the stage.
Okay, good morning, everyone. One of the most memorable thing that I have learned due to this pandemic situation all over the world is we should invest more in our health rather than anything. One of the best thing that I have learned from this situation. And apart from that, what I learned is we need to save money for future. Saving habit of people will surely change. Similarly, how much changes can be seen in environmental level and various other levels if the world, like it's in lockdown, the environment is, there are various changes we can see outside. So we can analyze what kind of impact we were creating in the environment due to our various activities. So overall, what I got is the most important thing is we should invest in our health. We should be very much careful about our habits, and we should take proper care and medication. We should be aware about our health condition, and most importantly, we should save money for the future. That's the very good thing we have learned from this pandemic. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Agurian, for your feedback on the topic. Now, I would like to move on to my next topic. In this difficult situation, the children are there at homes. Many of us have our own children or some young ones for whom it would be very difficult for managing themselves what are the best tips you have been teaching to your young ones during this difficult situation? What are the best tips you have been teaching to your young ones during difficult situation? Anyone? I think Agurian Rekha is better in this topic. I think managing children, giving ideas. She has been engaged in this field for a long time. Yes, Speaker Rekha, go on.
Good morning. This situation is very difficult for us. I think especially for our children. They all are going confused and going addict by gadget because all schools and colleges are closing now. So we think we especially care about our children. So nowadays I made one routine for our children. Morning 6 to evening 9:30, half and more than half routines, all favorite by them, and all our activities, art and crafts, game, and singing, dancing, and creativity works because they all are going frustrated about lockdown. So I think we especially care our children's habit, their work, their interests, their activities. And thank you. Thank you, sir.
So much. Sorry for this. This has happened due to some technical errors. So let's move on to my next topic. My next topic is we have been facing the economic problem, and we may face it will be difficult for us in coming days. So today there are some veteran practitioners in economic sectors like banking and other fields. So my next topic is, hello? Yes. Am I audible, everyone?
Yes, yes.
Please
Okay.
go on.
My next topic is, what are 3 best things we can do for economic prosperity in coming days? What are 3 best things
Sam
we
sir
can
has
do?
raised the hand. Yogendra sir, Sam sir has raised the hand.
Okay, Sam sir, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Yogendra sir, for the beautiful topic. Am I audible?
Yes.
So, in order to overcome the economic problem from our life, I'd like to rather give my opinion on personal perspective rather than overall or macro perspective. What I always feel is, when the child is very small and we ask them what is the goal of your life, they would definitely answer, my goal in life is to be a doctor or an engineer. Having said this, what they have totally forgotten is that there are other goals than career goals as well. In order to overcome any sort of financial crisis, we should help youngsters, the students at colleges, that we have to set our financial goals as well. Career goal is very important. More important, what I have personally felt in this pandemic situation, is to set financial goals. It is not necessary that everyone would have a very good money, huge sum of money all at once, but the saving habit, setting financial goals will definitely help people like us to start saving and to understand these things. And next thing is that to overcome from this kind of financial situation, um, someone has rightly said, simple living and high thinking. Whatever um, the thing is that we should keep our life as simple as possible. This will help us to manage quality of life with a very minimum of cost. And third thing, and the very important thing is that we all belongs to the same community, divided by borders, but united by humanity. So at times of need, we should always help each other. These are the things that I wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samsir, for your views on how can we overcome with this financial burdens and economic condition in coming days. That will be that will be quite difficult for us to manage itself. So these are my topics. So I would like to stop my session here. So thank you everyone for participating and giving your views, putting your ideas on the topics. So I would like to hand over this session to meeting leader, Speaker Rosni. Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much. Yes, Yogin Khatiura sir. And thank you for such a wonderful session. And I would like to request Mr. Savin Kharel. He is our overall meeting evaluator to highlight his role. Savin Kharel, are you hearing me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, will you please highlight your role due to certain problem I have not mentioned you earlier. So will you please?
Thank you, meeting leader Rosni. So I'm the overall meeting evaluator for today's meeting, and there are a few roles that I would like to share with you as that I have as an evaluator. So first role is I will be conducting the entire evaluation session, where I will be calling the direct evaluators and indirect evaluators, and they will present their results of their evaluation, and that's almost what I should be doing today. Thank you. Back to you, Roshni.
Thank you so much, A. Savin Kharel. And now we know that today's topic is COVID-19 and COVID-19, its impact and our responsibilities. And we all are aware about the current situation and its pandemic that we all are suffering from it. And COVID-19 is also known as global coronavirus. It has a fatal result on everyone's life, and its impact is so miserable that we can know from daily news live telecasts from different countries, and many people has sacrificed their life. Many of them has lost their daily wages things, their work, and students has also get suffered from the pandemic situation. So I would like to say everyone, please be isolated, be sequestered sequestered in your surroundings, so that in your home, so that you can get rid of the situation, and one day surely we will overcome it, and our doctors, our government, and everyone helping from their sector will overcome in certain days. And one thing I would like to mention, that if you use word of the day in your speech, then we will welcome you with our round of applause like this, and we'll give you a smile. So for the upcoming session, we have a prepared speech session, and for that session we have three speakers. One of them is our prepared speaker, who is a speaker from Pokhara, and another we have two speakers that they are our guests, and they are veteran speakers from uh, from our country and from Canada too. Prepared speech session. Our first speaker is A.S. Vineet Kumar Shantyal. He is a speaker from Pokhara, and he is also a student, and he is engaged in so many groups and so many organizations. He is a He's a member of the track club. He's a founder of a company, and he's also conducting sessions in his town. And I would like to call his evaluator Pawan Joshi to highlight his expectation to add his speech, and his speech is structure speech on structure part 1. Yes, Pawan Joshi is our ambassador. Will you please highlight your role?
Thank you, our speaker Rosni, and good morning, everyone. We have our speaker Vineet Santal as a prepared speaker. I think he is in speech structure part 2, I guess. He won't do speech analysis. And his main 2 objectives are deliver a speech that has clear opening, body, and conclusion, and make a proper transition between each of these phases. You need to make proper transition that should be identifiable between opening, body, and conclusion. And your time is 5 to 7 minutes. Best of luck for your speech. Thank you.
Life is not about finding ourselves. Life is about creating ourselves. So good morning, everybody. I'm Vineet Kumar Santal, and I'm from Pokhara Agora Speakers, representing youth. Today, I have a speech on leadership, and you all might wonder why Vineet Santal is going to deliver a speech on leadership in spite of having very burning issues like COVID-19 pandemic situation, or let me even add the situation, political situation of my country. But leadership is such type of thing that we need at every situation. So there is very a nice saying that a leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. And this is the exactly the time that we need the good leaders during this time. So whenever I think about the leadership, then I have a lot of questions. So what is leadership actually? Who are the leaders? Am I a good leader? Or what are the skills do I need to have as becoming the leader? So overall, I'm going to discuss on this topic. So first of all, let me go on what the leadership is. Leadership is influencing people by providing purpose, direction, and motivation while operating to accomplish the mission and improving the organization. Simply, what I mean is that in order to be a effective leader, you must have to influence the people. You must operate on something, and you must organize and improve the organization. So you must need a various type of skills such as honesty, integrity, and you must be confident enough. You must be able to inspire the people, and you must have a very good commitment, and you need to be a good communicator as well. If you are a leader and you don't have a good oratory skills, then you won't be able to lead team, you won't be able to inspire team, or let me even say that you won't be able to clear out exactly what the objective of an organization is. Furthermore, a leader must have a very good decision making skills. He must be accountable. He must be very creative, and he must have empathy. And really, we are going through a very pandemic situation, and the world is really facing a crisis. And during this situation, all of the leaders want their people to take out of this situation of COVID-19. So it's the very important thing of every leader that they must be honest. They must have integrity among the people. They must be confident to tackle the situation. Or let me even say that they must be committed and have a passion to serve the people. And even it is really important to have a good communication between media, between the people about the situation of COVID-19. So if a government, or even if a good leader can give a very good decision regarding the COVID-19, then he or she can become a good leader. So let me go to a full form of a leader, that what a leader must actually be. A leader always must lead by example. Just for example, let us go to a football coach. That if a football coach is a fine player or ex-player, then he can make his team realize about the importance of each and every techniques, and he can set their example, and he can lead that whole team. In the same way, a leader must be enthusiastic. If a leader is enthusiastic, if he has a full of energy, then every people are ready to follow him. Similarly, a leader must be ambitious. If he has dream, and that aim and ambition are really smart, like specific, measurable, achievable, reliable, and time bound. And those goals are so clear that a leader can clarify to his team. In the same way, a leader must be determined. He must be determined for the improvement of organization. He must be determined to have to fulfill the objective of an organization. If a leader is not determined, then at that moment, organization cannot succeed. In the same way, a leader always be much more interested on encouraging the team, encouraging the teamwork. He must believe on teamwork, that being an individual is nothing. A leader always must encourage his team to work on. In the same way, the final R of a leader means ready to learn and teach. A leader always should read, always learn. In the same way, if a leader can facilitate his team, if he can encourage his team, then he or she can really have a great impact on his life. So in this all things, during the pandemic situation, it's really a necessity that we have to come with our heart. We have to come with our hand. We have to come with the strategy. I have seen that in like, okay, we have to come with the different situation. So what I mean to say is, during the pandemic situation, there are a lot of people who are facing a problem. If we can give our heart, that means if we can help other people, then they can really have a lot things. So in conclusion, what I mean to say is, what I want to say is, leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So as being a leader, we must try to help the people, we must try to serve the people, or we must try to break ourselves from out of the chain, and we should encourage and help the people to be safe from this situation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, AS Beneath, for your such a wonderful speech on leadership. And I would like to request AS Dr. Mukesh Kumar Malik. He's a president of Pokhara Agoda Speakers Club, and he is a general physician, and he is also a director of International Medicare Travelers Pokhara, and he is a veteran speaker. I would like to request him for his free speech on sleep and dream. Yes,
Meeting leader,
Dr.
what's
Mukesh
the
Kumar.
time?
His allocated time is 7 to 10 minutes.
7 to 10.
Yes, Dr. Mukesh Kumar Malik, can you hear me? Dr. Malik?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, platform is yours.
Yeah, this is the time when we are having COVID-19 pandemic, and we have sequestered ourselves, and this is time when we have come closer to sleep, and this is the time when we have come closer to the dream. This is the time when we have come closer that we can go deep in the sleep and dream. So today I'm going to tell about sleep and dream. So can anyone tell me what is sleep? How do you define sleep? Is it only like 8 hours that we go to the bed and get up in the morning? Or is it something else? Is there some mystery inside it? So let me clear that today. Sleep is a deep thing. In sleep, we have many stages. When we go to the bed and when we take the pillow, then we start with the non-rapid eye movement sleep 1 stage. And then we go to sleep non-rapid eye movement sleep 2, and then sleep 3, and then rapid eye movement sleep. So what happens in this time? So the neuroscience says that in non-rapid eye movement sleep, we have a time to memorize things, to refresh our memorization. And in the time of sleep, rapid eye movement, we can see many dreams. We have come closer to the dreams, and also we remember the dreams. So in this time, in sleep time, we have a lot of things going on. Do fish sleep? Do you know that? Or animals sleep? So let's discover these things. What happens in animal is that when animals sleep, then like dolphin and some of the amphibians and some of the birds, they sleep with half brain. Their left-sided brain is still awakened. They don't sleep. So only they sleep with the half brain. And the tiger sleeps 19 hours. Elephant sleeps 2 hours. Giraffe sleeps 1.9 hours. So these are the time they sleep. So in human beings, what happens? There are some insomniacs like Abraham Lincoln, Bill Clinton, Simon Cowell, Lady Gaga, and they find very difficulty in sleeping. And in the same way, there are like many scientists who sleep like a long, and through the sleep, they were able to find out so many things. Like you can see Albert Einstein, who gave the theory of relativity, that was in the dream. The benzene ring, that was in the dream. Frankenstein novel, that was created in the dream. And theory of geometrical analysis, that was given in the dream. And there are so many sleepers, they have given so many things in the dream. So how the dream benefit us? Dream is very good for us in many like health aspects. It gives the happy mood. It gives us like, it takes away from the diabetes. And when we are not able to sleep nicely, then we gain weight. And sleep also helps in the fertilization thing. It helps the woman to conceive better. So there are two hormones that helps in sleep. The one hormone is melatonin. We find melatonin in milk, and other hormone is adenosine. And these two hormones help us in sleep. So there are so many countries, they interpret the dream in different ways. Like in Japan, there's a thing like inemori. Inemori means that sleeping in the daytime, they find it like more creative. If anyone sleeps in the working hours, they find it that they are doing their job so hardworkingly that they are sleeping, they are feeling sleepy. In the same way, in Spain, there is the thing like siesta. That means the daytime dream, daytime sleeping. So how can we make our dreams better? There are so many things that helps us to get the sleep better, like throw your mobile phone, because the light from the mobile phone that tells our brain that it is still day, and that suppresses the melatonin. Planting a green ivy, aloe vera, and spider plant helps to clean the toxic environment of our bedroom, and that helps us sleep. And other things that helps us to sleep is meditation and mindfulness. What is not good for the sleep? So mobile phone is really not good for the sleep. And what is dream? Like when we go to the sleep, the dreaming part is rapid eye movement, and that happens for 20 minutes. And in the sleep cycle, we have like 8 cycles of stage 1, non-REM, non-REM 2, non-REM 3, and rapid eye movement. And in this time, we have gone through many dreaming phases. And some dream we remember, and some we don't remember. So there are like night terrors that happens in non-rapid eye movement sleep. And the dream we remember happens in the rapid eye movement sleep. So there are some very common dreams that we see, that we remember, like falling is one. Second is falling. Hello. Falling is one, and second is hello.
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Your mic is muted.
Hello. Yeah. Sorry. So there are so many dreams that we see. Like falling is one. Like I used to see the falling things in my dream. I used to go to the top of the building, and then I used to fall. That means, how do we interpret dream? Like going to the top of the building means I was at the top of my aim, and then something hindered me, and that threw me down the building. So there are so many other dreams, like when we see ourselves naked, means our everything is exposed. And there are so many other dreams, like seeing the snakes, that tells that our emotional instability and our unfulfilled activities. And now the world is doing so many researches in the field of sleep. There are like transcranial magnetic stimulation that helps us sleep. That is like so big device that cannot be installed in our bedroom right now, but after a few years that will be made easier to be installed in our bedroom. And other is like there are masks that help us sleep, and there are so many researches going on in the sleep field. This is a very huge topic, so I would like to finish my speech here. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste, sir. Thank you so much for such an amazing speech on sleep and dream. And we are delighted to hear from you. And for another speaker, and we have a guest speaker, Mr. Fred Jones from Victoria, BC, Canada, as a guest speaker. And he is currently engaged with Red Ones, which is devoted in helping children to build their career. And he's also working with our advisor, Mr. Robbie Bhattarai, on our next project, which is youth leader, Agora Speakers Youth Leader Club. So I would like to welcome him, and please give him a round of applause. Leadership.
Meeting leader,
Please
what's his
welcome him.
time?
Yes, Fred Jones, can you hear me? Our
Yes, I can hear you.
leader.
I can
Meeting
hear
leader,
you.
The time is 10 to 15 minutes, right?
That's correct.
Okay, fine.
Not audible.
Okay, fine.
All right. Thank you very much. I just want to explain to you that I believe that Nepal has
Our
unique
future.
opportunity, and the unique opportunity to make a very positive impact on the world. And I'd like to explain to you today why I believe that this is very possible for Nepal. Now, youth in Nepal have been very fortunate to have what is known as the student quality circles. And Ravi Bhattarai, I was fortunate enough to meet him in Portugal at AgriCon 2018 last year. And I was very impressed with what he has been doing and what he plans to do with youth in the education system. And that is why I believe that Nepal has a unique opportunity to have a very positive impact. I'd like to explain why it's important, how it's going to be achieved, and what I believe will happen and why you will make this big impact. Now, the world is changing, as we know. When I grew up, the world was much different. And if you just go back 10, 15, 20 years and look at the world compared to today, it's totally different. And it is changing more and more rapidly. And the impact that is having is that our youth are realizing and getting worried. They're suffering from more stress and more anxiety because they're very aware that things are happening in the world. And COVID-19 is a wonderful example because they're now really curious as to how it's going to impact them and their futures. because what they're learning in school as well may not help them as much as the help that they need. So the workplace is changing. In fact, I was the OECD, I think it's the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development out of Paris, wrote an article a few years ago that 65% of the jobs that the people in elementary school are going to be doing when they become an adult don't even exist today. So how can you teach them to become work in the workplace as they become adults in the next decades? How can you prepare them? Because the internet is impacting the world, as you all know. You've seen it change. Artificial intelligence is happening. Robotics is happening. Even it's going to affect manual labor all the way up to some very, like the law degrees. Even medical is going to change. So it's very difficult, and they're very aware of it. So they're stressed and they suffer from more anxiety. They know things about climate change. They're worried about that. They're worried about some of the political things they hear, people not getting along, countries arguing about whose fault it is, etc., what's happening in the world. And that worries them. So what can be done about that? Well, I'll give you an example of a couple young leaders who are already trying to do something about that. I'm sure you've all heard about Malala Yousafzai, the Pakistani girl who won the Nobel Peace Prize. And what's her main target is to help girls go to school. Too many young ladies aren't even getting an education, and that is what she is working very hard to change, because that's concerning her, and she's right to be concerned about that. Another example is the Swedish climate Greta Thunberg. And Greta has had amazing impact on as a climate activist. And she started when she was 15 years old. So these are young people who have been concerned and been able to take leadership. As Bennett mentioned earlier, leadership is very important in today's world. Everything from COVID-19 to climate change to education. So what can we do, and what is Ravi attempting to do, and how will it impact the world? Well, this is what I believe. We can help them find their voices, such as Malala did and Greta Thunberg has done. And the way we do that is we help them with some of the skills that they require to cope. Now, when we talk about education, one of the things I'd like to mention is what, I don't know if you can see, Jack Ma. Now, Jack Ma, as you probably know, is from Alibaba. And Jack Ma is spending a lot of time and money with the Jack Ma Foundation to say we have to change our education from knowledge-based to wisdom-based, because that is what children need to be successful in the world, not the knowledge, because knowledge is available on the internet. So Jack Ma has got the right thing. And some of the skills that they should learn, and I'll give you an example of a few skills that are important that they probably don't even learn in school. In fact, here's an example: curiosity and creativity. And if you look at young people, when they're very young, they're very curious when they're 2 or 3 or 4 years old. But by the time they're 15 or 16, that's been knocked out of them in the school system. But we need to assist them with their curiosity and their creativity so they can say, oh, there's a problem. Let me try and solve that problem, because there's a lot of problems in the world. And something very similar to what Bennett said earlier is they need to learn empathy, to work with other people, and sociability, how to get along. We don't want people saying, oh, I don't talk to that person because he's from another country, or he's another religion, or it's a girl and boys, we don't work together. These are the sort of skills they need to learn. Also, self-awareness and integrity. They must be honest when they work with others and be aware of what they're presenting and how they work with others. And the last two that I'll show you are resourcefulness and resilience. So they'll look at something and say, there's a problem. Let's see what we can do about it. That's resourcefulness. And resilience, all right, it didn't work the first time. I won't give up. Let's go and try another way and work with people in a team. So those are some of the things they need to learn. So how do we do that? Well, we do exactly what you're doing today. You have groups of young people working in youth groups and youth clubs in Agra. Now, I want to share my screen and just show you what I mean by young people working together. I have a couple photos of some groups that I've been working with. This is a group, and you'll notice this is a group here in Canada on the West Coast. This is a photograph of a few years ago, but you notice they're from all different backgrounds. They're not all Caucasian like I am. They're from Middle East. In fact, we got a map out and we had them post where their families are from. So as I was showing my screen, those are some of the meetings I have where they learn the skills. And you would have noticed that there was the same sort of roles that we have. We have counters, hot questions. Young people learn these skills that are so important. And that helps them become the leaders that we need, the same as what Agra is doing. And that is why they will become leaders. And what Ravi is proposing to do in the education system here will make a big impact. And other countries will look at what's happening in the education system in Nepal and say, we want that as well. I've worked in Africa for many years, and I can assure you that many African countries have a lot of young people, and they can use these skills as well. And Agra is having an impact as well in Africa. And if they see what's going to happen in Nepal with the Agra youth clubs that are being prepared and being created by Ravi, this will have other countries saying, we want that as well. So that is why I say to you today, if you can assist in any way with making sure that internet access is something that's important, because even remote communities then can participate in these youth groups, or they can have face-to-face meetings or online meetings, whatever it takes. But the meetings you're having today, the adult meeting, young people can gain the same skills, communication, leadership, and build community. And with that, Nepal will have a major impact on the world. Madam Meeting Leader.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fred Jones. Please give him a round of applause for such an amazing speech on our future leaders. And I would like to request AS Savin Kharel to conduct the evaluation session.
Thank you, meeting leader. Thank you, meeting leader Rosni Pandey, and you've been a great meeting leader. And it definitely takes some time and efforts to carry out all these sorts of responsibility. Thank you for being an excellent leader. So to move on with our evaluation session, we have two sessions within the evaluation session, and that's the direct evaluation session and the indirect evaluation session. We just had only one prepared speaker with only one evaluator. So for that, I would like to call AS Pawan Joshi to evaluate Mr. Binit Kumar Santyal on his speech.
What will be the time
meeting leader
for evaluation? Is it 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes. Yes, 3 minutes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Fine. Fine.
Our speaker, Sabine, meeting leader for today. Leader becomes great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. And today, Agurai speaker Vinny, who was in his hot project of Agurai Speakers International species structure, was really able to empower all of us with his views on leadership. You know, he was a very confident speaker. I never thought that he was starting in his hot project. And there are various things that I liked about Agurai speaker Vinny that I want to highlight you. First thing is your hand movement. You can use a hand movement in online program, means I can guess how better you can use your hands while giving a speech on the stage. Next thing is you are well prepared. You seem very, very confident and you know what to speak. You know the subject matter of your speech. Next thing I like most about you can use examples in a speech. You use the example of a football coach, which can do the perfect example. You know, this example was very good to understand about the leadership. Next thing is I like the ordering of your speech. You started from the firstly, furthermore, like this. It was in order way. And the main objective was use transition word in speech, and you were able to grab those transition words. You were able to segregate the opening, body, and conclusion using various transition words, like you use furthermore, you use so, in the same way, or in conclusion, because these were few transition words that were used in a speech. And always there is a part of suggestion, and I would like to suggest you a few things. Or if I were you, instead of you delivering a speech, I would have used example of myself. You know, what happens is when you use your real story, it gives more powerful message than giving some theoretical version. Maybe in your next speech, you have speech message, speech development, and your examples will be a great resource to give a proper message to deliver a speech with rhetorical devices if you use your own examples. And other than that, you were perfect for example. And you again conclude with a great quote by John Maxwell: "A leader is the one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way." And it was really, really inspiring for all of us to know about leadership. Hope everyone will be a good leader in the future from this concept. And thank you again, delivering for speech. I would like all of you to give a huge round of applause to Agurai speaker Vinny for delivering a wonderful speech. Thank you.
Seems like I'm having issues with my microphone. I mean, if I get it too close to my mouth, it's very noisy, and if I get it too away from my mouth, it's not even audible. I'm really sorry for that, and I hope we'll be able to improve that in the next meeting. Thank you, is Pawan Joshi, for your excellent evaluation. Now we don't have any more direct evaluators, so we'll have to move on to our indirect evaluation session. For that, I would like to, we have few indirect role takers, and for that I would like to call Mr. Suman Karel for his grammarian report. It's to you, Mr. Suman Karel.
Thank you, is Savin Karel. I have jotted down the few grammatical errors that the speakers has made in this 154th meeting session. I would like to list some of the errors, like welcome to our guest, to our club. That was the first grammatical error. I'm not going with the names. I'm just letting the errors to you. I'll keep track of time. Please also do not forget. That was also made during the session. On the hot topic session, they all are going confused and addict gadgets. Nowadays, I make routine, more than half meetings. They all are going frustrated. Those were the grammatical errors on hot topic session. Likewise, we are faces were also being used by the speakers. We all belongs to the same community, that was also being used. We can know from daily news. We can know from daily news was also used. Many of them has instead of have was used. Use of sequester was used by AS Rosni as the meeting leader, so thumbs up to her. And on the prepared topic session, this is the exactly, you must be frequently, what has been repeatedly used, long joining sentences, they must be, they must be, they must be, repeated words, and a leader almost must, and a leader was frequently used. These were some of the grammatical errors in this 154th meeting session. So I guess word of the day was used by is Rosni. So thumbs ups to her. And I guess we need to use word of the day well so that we can enhance our vocabulary. And
Time is off.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shubhan Kadal, for your extended, I would like to call that as an extended grammar report. And we really need to improve our vocabulary and grammar because we're not the native speakers. And when we are using English as our mode of communication through speeches, we really need to have a little bit of dedication to understand the simple grammatical rules. Moving on, we have a very young and dynamic filler word counter. I would like to call AS Kinjal Shrestha to present her report.
Sorry for the interpretation. Sorry for the disturbance. Yes, Savin Khalil. I would like to request AS Sham Lani Shane sir to give his thanks for our prepared session speakers, for our guests. Yes, Sham Lani Shane sir, can you hear me? Before conducting
After
our
the meeting
evaluation session. Okay, okay, that's fine. Yes, Savin Khalil, you can go ahead. Sorry for the disturbance.
Okay, so I've already said welcome our young and very dynamic. I'm really impressed with the way she speaks. Kinjal Shrestha to present her filler word report.
So for today's filler word counting report, AS Mohan Iyer had told 2 arms, 1 short pause and 1 repetition. AS Rekha Dulal has used 3 and 2 arms and 2 short pause and 1 repetition. Agora speaker Sam Lamichhane has told 1 and 2 arms and 1 short pause and 1 repetition. At prepared topic speech session, AS Binit Kumar Sontel took more than 5 and more than 5 repetition and 1 short pause. AS Dr. Mukesh Malik took 2 and 3 short pause, and AS Faith Jones took 2 1 and 1 short pause.
Thank you. Kinjal Shrestha. You've done a great job, and I think filler words are really to be worried about because they make us, or they make our speeches quite boring and quite long too. So thank you for that. So we have last indirect evaluator, that's the timer. But before we go for the timing report, I would like to highlight a few errors that we could, in fact, improve in the next meetings. So with that, I will have my session ended, and I will have had have the floor to the timing report. So one of the things we really need to know about conducting an online session is the internet accessibility and its the frequencies. So before attending any meetings, we really need to check our internet, how fast it is, how bad it is, and all those things, so that there won't be any sorts of issues when we are in the midst of the meeting. The next thing is checking our devices. For example, my microphone is not really working today, so I should have checked it earlier so that to make sure that I won't have any sorts of issues with the microphone or any sort of devices, right? Next one's learning about the platform. So many people seem like they're not very much familiar with the Zoom platform. There are so many other platforms, but as we are using the Zoom platform, we should really know a little bit about the platform too. So we can have so many tutorials in the YouTube. We can watch them in order to have a very efficient meeting. Definitely punctuality matters. As always, there were so many participants who were quite late in the meeting. So I hope we'll improve that in the next meeting. Next ones, I could see so many people having their cameras very unsteady. So before you start the meeting, try to find a steady place where you can fix your cameras so that the videos do not, move anyway, right? So also we are having some issues because we are having so many new guests from different parts of the world and from different places, from different backgrounds. We're having issues with the flow of the meeting. So even if anyone like want to attend the meeting, they would better, try to learn a little bit about the meeting itself so that there won't be any sorts of issues with the meeting. And thank you, AS Rosni, for an excellent meeting. I really appreciate the time and effort you put to conduct this meeting. And lastly, I would like to call Mr. AS Kanchan Rajgiri for his timing evaluation.
Hello, everyone. So I'm presenting my timing report. In the indirect evaluation session, grammarian Suman Karel spoke for 1 minute 9 seconds. Kinjal filler word counter Kinjal Shrestha spoke for 5 seconds, and I as timer spoke for 1 minute and 24 seconds. So I think Kinjal has to utilize her time to the fullest. In the hot topic session, our first hot topic speaker, AS Mohan Iyer, spoke for 1 minute 38 seconds. Second hot topic speaker, AS Rekha Dulal, spoke for 1 minute 18 seconds. Our third hot topic speaker, AS Sam Lamichane, spoke for 2 minutes 9 seconds. That was a good timing overall. In the prepared speech session, our first speaker, Agora speaker, Binit Santyal, took 6 minutes 10 seconds. Our second speaker, Agora speaker, Mukesh Malik, took 8 minutes 30 seconds. Our third speaker, Fred Jones, spoke for about 10 minutes because we were interrupted at 8 minutes. Then later he spoke for 1 minute 49 seconds. So in the direct evaluation session, Agora speaker Pawan Joshi took 2 minutes 30 seconds. In the indirect evaluation, grammarian Suman Karel spoke for 2 minutes 25 seconds. He exceeded the time. Filler word counter Kinjal spoke for 39 seconds. He has to utilize her time to the fullest. And overall evaluator, Agora speaker Sabin Kharel, spoke for 2 minutes 13 seconds. Thank you. That's my timing report.
Thank you, AS Kanchan Rajgiri, for your excellent timing report. I think we have a little bit of change in the schedule. So with that, that's my time. That's my evaluation report. But I would definitely like to thank all the guests and especially Mr. Fred for participating. I think it's middle of the night in Canada, and you're just staying awake just to participate in it. That's really something to be appreciated. With that, I would like to hand over the meeting back to the meeting leader, so to have the changes conducted. Thank you.
Thank you so much, A. Savin Khair, for such an amazing session, for your evaluation session. And thank you, our guests, Mr. Fred Jones, Dr. Malik, and Vineet, and all indirect and direct role takers for such an amazing participation in our meeting. And I would like to thank also our guests from our country and from outside too. And if there is anyone wants to speak, please raise your hand. You can just introduce yourself and from where you are. So if there is anyone, please unmute your mic. And after that, we will go to our closing remarks. Is there anyone? Okay. So let's go to our closing remarks, and I would like to request Mr. Dr. Pavan Sarma to give his views towards our meeting, and after that I will invite Mr. Sam Lamichhane and Robbie Batra. Before that, I would like to request our Ambassador Dr. Pavan Kumarji.
Thank you, meeting leader, treasurer Rosani. Today, the meeting was very fantastic. So many collaborations, so many better things were over here. Previously, when we seated in between us, it is more better than that meeting too. I found that. Anyway, thanks for everyone, team. Thanks Pavanji, to lead this such kind of meeting, and hope this will be better. And I think we should continue this type of meeting also after the post-COVID too. That will be better, because the time journey we came from our home to the meeting area, that 20 minutes, 50, 40 minutes, that time will save the meeting, another meeting time also. By this, I'd like to thanks for everyone to joining here. And you people are always welcome to every Saturday. And please come forward to speak and may take a role. That will be very easy for us to boost ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pavan sir. And I would like to request AS Sam Lamichhane sir to give his views towards our meeting.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
It was indeed great pleasure to hear people from different parts of the world, I must say. It was indeed a great pleasure to meet Agora speaker from Canada and from different parts of our country as well. I am really overwhelmed to see the participation, active participation from all the role takers. I was overwhelmed to hear the prepared speeches from various speakers. Communication skill is definitely vital. During my walks of life, I have seen many people who have many valuable skills in their life, but are not able to articulate themselves, or let's say they are striving to improve their communication skills, because of which they are not able to achieve what they are supposed to. Having said this, it's not a one-night journey to improve our communication skills. Agora Speakers International is indeed a wonderful platform for everyone to improve our communication skills. It was my unfortunate that I was not able to be regular. However, this meeting has given me a different energy to be regular in the forthcoming days. It was indeed, I have no proper words to express how happy I am at this moment. Communication skill is definitely very important for all of us. Let's help each other in the same way that we have helped in today's meeting. Thank you very much for the active participation. The regular past would be different than the regular future, I believe. This COVID would definitely change the way we conduct many things in our life. As Pawan sir just spoke about, let's have this kind of meeting. The situation might come that we would not be even after this corona, the situation might come that we would not be allowed to have gatherings of more than 15, 20 people. So this could be the part of our life. But when it is well presented in such a beautiful way, I think this will definitely help us to reach our personal goals, as well as to help Agora to prepare or to make many people reach their goals related with communication and leadership skills. Thank you once again. This was for me today.
Thank you so much, A.S. Ramchani sir, and I would like to request A.S. Ravi Vatrai to give his closing remarks, and he's also our advisor and an excellent speaker. So, Ravi sir, will you please?
Thank you, Agora Speaker Rosni, and good morning to everybody. I have very few things to say. I would like to back up Pavan sir's idea of like going with a virtual meeting. That would be really a good, and we could really regularly participate. I don't know if we cannot do it regularly. Maybe alternate virtual meeting and alternate physical meeting might be a good idea to start with. But if we go to the virtual meeting, the major thing we would lack or we will miss would be social networking. So we may have to think of some other monthly social networking meeting apart from the club meeting. That might be really good. So with the virtual meeting, what we saw, the next advantage is we could invite guest speakers from all around the world. We have so many other Agora speakers who would want to contribute speaking to our club. And with the virtual meeting, we would be having that advantage. I don't know if we could start even after COVID, it is a month or twice in a month. That would be really a good beginning, I would say. And next, I'd like to thank Fred for making to this meeting and what he mentioned about the collaboration that we have been doing, Fred and me. If anyone is interested to collaborate together, you're always welcome. We can collaborate one way or other. We have already begun for past few months. We have started few clubs, youth club in fact. But our idea is to scale that up. Fred and me, we are working on a few of the materials for youth to begin with, simplified. Let's collaborate and let's make our club even better. Thank you. Over
Thank
to
you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ravi Bhattrai for your speech. And lastly, I would like to thank everyone, each and every member of Agora Speakers Club and International Club, and our guests and our ambassador, A.S. Pavan Kumar Sharma and A.S. Pavan Joshi sir, A.S. Hriday sir, and thank you each and every participant. Without you, it was not possible. And thank you, KSC executive committee members, and thank you, KSC, for such an amazing platform and such a wonderful meeting. And thank you so much, all the role takers. Thank you. That's it from me.